Hello, I'm Dr. Vicki Rackner, former surgeon and Pain Stompers founder, here with your how-to tip. I was finishing up a talk when a man at the back of the room raised his hand. He said, "I just found out a good friend of mine has cancer, and I just want to pick up the phone, but I don't know what to say. I can't say, 'How are you?' He's dying, that's how he is. What should I say?" Most people are ill-prepared for the conversation that follows a dire diagnosis. You may even feel an inner tug-of-war. On one hand, you want to reach out and help, but pulled against that is the fear about making things worse. Most people err on the side of caution and stay away, when in fact, the isolation that results makes things worse for the very person you want to reach out and help. So here are some tips about how you can safely reach out and make a positive difference when somebody that you know is facing either a terminal illness or a dire diagnosis. Let's take three different situations. The first is that you're at the grocery store, you run into an old friend, ask how are things going, and find out about a diagnosis. What do you say? The first is, "Wow, that's big news." Then just leave a moment of silence so that they can tell you what the big news means for them. The second thing you can say is, "I just don't know what to say." The third thing that you can always say is, "How can I help?" Please do not share horror stories about somebody that you know who had the same diagnosis. Please don't say things like, "What am I going to do without you?" And please don't say, "I know just how you feel." In the second scenario, you've heard from a third party about a loved one's illness and you want to reach out. So here are the messages that you can deliver with words and actions. Probably the most important is, "You're not alone. I'm here and we will get through this together." Find out the best way to connect, whether it's visits or phone calls or maybe even emails. Second, let somebody know that you appreciate their friendship. Offer them specific examples of how and when their friendship was particularly important. The third message is, the world's a better place because you're in it. And then again, offer some specific examples about the kind of legacy that this person leaves. Next, you can offer the message, "I love you." Dr. Gary Chapman offers 5 love languages: words, acts of service, quality time, physical touch, and gifts. We all have a natural tendency to speak in our own native love languages, but when you're communicating love, it's much better to communicate in their love language. While laughter is the best medicine, be very careful with it. It can easily backfire. The third situation I want to talk about is one in which you've had an interaction and you get home and think, "I can't believe I said that." So here's what to do in that situation. Either pick up the phone or pick up the pen and say, "My intention is to be a good friend. This situation is new for me, and I just said something that I shouldn't have said. I am so sorry." These conversations can be very difficult, but you have what it takes to make a positive difference when it's so important for you to be there. The most important things for you to bring to these conversations are your caring, your warm smile, and your hopeful, optimistic spirit. Most of all, though, bring your listening ear. Although this is a conversation, your main job is simply to listen. This is Dr. Vicki Rackner reminding you that you have what it takes to infuse your family with more joy, more love, and more hope. Just stay connected.